I never thought a simple promotion meeting could unravel everything I thought I knew about my life. My name is Marcus, and I've been married to Evelyn for 9 years. On paper, we were the perfect couple, 2 stable careers, a comfortable apartment in downtown Chicago, and a life that most people would envy. But lately, something felt off. Little things, her distracted smile, her phone always face down, the subtle tension in the air had started gnawing at me. I tried to ignore it, convincing myself it was stress, work, or maybe just one of those phases couples go through. It was a Thursday afternoon when the storm finally revealed itself. I had a big presentation at work, a chance at the promotion I'd been eyeing for over a year. Evelyn had been unusually quiet that morning, almost cold, which I chalked up to nerves on both sides. I kissed her on the cheek before leaving, and her lips barely grazed mine in return. That should have been my first warning, but I was too focused on the excitement and adrenaline of the upcoming meeting. When I walked into my boss's office, the atmosphere was calm, almost too calm. Mr. Whitaker was sitting behind his polished oak desk, a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes playing on his lips. I shook his hand, trying to mask the nervous energy. As I laid out my presentation, I could see him nodding along, occasionally tapping a pen against his notepad. Everything seemed normal, almost too smooth, like the calm before a storm. Then, as I finished, he leaned back in his chair, that unnerving smile widening. "Marcus," he said slowly, with this tone that made me shiver, "you're her ex." For a moment, the room spun. I laughed nervously, thinking it was some weird joke, a test of my composure. But when I looked at him, his expression was serious. My heart sank, cold and heavy. Evelyn's ex? That didn't make sense. She'd never mentioned anyone from her past that posed a threat, or had she? I left the office, trying to make sense of the words, when my phone buzzed. A text from Evelyn. "We need to talk tonight." That night, the apartment was quiet, almost suffocating. I poured us both a drink, the clink of the glass against the counter louder than usual. Evelyn walked in, her face pale, eyes avoiding mine. She sat down, twisting her hands nervously. "Marcus, I didn't think it would come out like this," she started, voice trembling. I stayed silent, letting her words hang in the air. "I didn't think he'd be here at your office, but he was," and he smiled at me like he knew something I didn't. "And when my boss said it," she swallowed hard, "I saw your face, and I panicked." Panic. That word stuck with me. Not anger, not betrayal, just panic. My mind raced. Was it really her ex? Was there more behind the scenes I didn't know about? "Evelyn," I said carefully, "I need the truth. No half-truths, no excuses." Her eyes finally met mine, glossy and unsure. "Marcus, there's something I've been keeping from you. I didn't want to hurt you, and I thought it wouldn't matter. But it does now. I didn't tell you about him because I didn't want to ruin us. But when he showed up today," she paused, trembling. The tension was unbearable. I could feel my chest tighten, each heartbeat echoing in my ears. I had always believed in honesty, transparency, and loyalty. Now, those foundations felt like they were cracking beneath me. If you're feeling the intensity of the story, make sure to like and share so others can experience it too. Let this story reach everyone who can relate. Evelyn's voice broke through my thoughts. "I thought I could handle it, Marcus, but seeing him there, and hearing your boss say it, I froze. I didn't know what to do." I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. "So all this time, you didn't think it mattered to tell me? That we were in danger of what? Being pulled apart from someone from your past." Her tears spilled now, uncontrollable, as if she had been holding them back for years. "I didn't want to lose you. I didn't want to face my own mistakes. I thought I could manage it all, but I can't." The air between us was heavy, charged with emotion. I had questions, doubts, fears, but I also had memories of the love that had built our life. Could that love survive a revelation like this? Could we even trust each other again? We sat there in silence for what felt like hours, each of us lost in our own thoughts, haunted by the fragility of the life we had taken for granted. And in that silence, I realized the real test wasn't just about her past. It was about whether the bond we had could withstand the truth. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do if you were in Marcus's shoes? Type your response and let's discuss. The night stretched on, and Evelyn finally wiped her tears, trying to compose herself. Marcus, I need you to understand, I never intended for any of this to happen. I never wanted him to matter, to affect us. But when he appeared today, I realized I hadn't been fully honest. Not with myself, not with you. I ran a hand over my face, exhausted and torn. Part of me wanted to lash out, demand answers, confront her ex, confront everything. But another part, the part that had loved her all these years, just wanted clarity and reassurance. I had built a life with Evelyn, and despite the fear clawing at me, I knew one thing. I needed to hear the whole truth before I made any decisions. Tell me everything, I said finally, voice steady but firm. No gaps, no omissions. I need to know why this is happening now. She swallowed, her hands shaking. His name is Daniel. He and we had something before you and I met. Nothing serious, I swear. I ended it before we started dating because I chose you. I never wanted him back. But when he moved back to Chicago recently, I ran into him a few times. I didn't think it was a problem. I thought I could control it. Until today, I felt a mix of relief and irritation. Relief because there had been no ongoing betrayal, no hidden affair. Irritation because she had carried this secret alone, letting the anxiety and tension build between us. And yet, as I looked into her eyes, I saw genuine fear, guilt, and vulnerability. Emotions that only someone who truly cares can project when they're scared of losing someone they love. Marcus, I don't want to lose us, she whispered. I panicked, yes. I froze. I should have told you earlier, but I was afraid it would ruin everything we've built. And now, I'm asking you to trust me. I felt my heart pound, my mind oscillating between doubt and hope. Could I trust her again? Could we move past this shadow that Daniel's presence had cast over our lives? I remembered all the nights we had shared, the small moments that had built the foundation of our marriage, the laughter, the late-night talks, the comfort of just being together. That love, that trust, was still there, buried beneath the fear and shock. I took a deep breath, letting the tension ebb slightly. Evelyn, this isn't easy. I'm not going to pretend it is, but I want to believe in us. I want to see if we can rebuild what this revelation has shaken. Her hands found mine, trembling, and I squeezed back, offering silent reassurance. We sat there for a while, the weight of unspoken fears slowly lifting as the room quieted. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but it was a start. Comment below with your thoughts. Have you ever faced a moment where a hidden past threatened your relationship? Let's start a conversation and share experiences. Over the next few days, we had long, honest conversations. We addressed every doubt, every fear, every question that lingered in the corners of our minds. Daniel's presence was acknowledged, boundaries were set, and for the first time in weeks, I felt a sense of cautious optimism. I also realized something important about love and relationships. It's not about perfection. It's about transparency, effort, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths together. Evelyn and I had stumbled, but we were willing to walk through the fire rather than let it consume us silently. One evening, as we sat on the balcony watching the city lights reflect on the river below, Evelyn rested her head on my shoulder. Marcus, she said softly, thank you for not giving up on me, on us. I smiled, a mix of relief and resolve. Evelyn, we've both made mistakes, but we're learning. That's what matters. I knew challenges would come again. Life doesn't pause, and past mistakes don't vanish overnight. But what mattered now was choice, the conscious decision to communicate, trust, and prioritize each other over fear and insecurity. And as we sat there in the fading light, I felt a clarity I hadn't experienced in months. The shadows of uncertainty had been acknowledged, faced, and managed. The future wasn't perfect, but it was ours to shape together. If this story resonated with you, comment your biggest lesson about trust in relationships, and subscribe for more real stories that explore the challenges and triumphs of love. By the end of that week, the tension in the apartment had eased. Conversations became natural again. Laughter returned in small doses, and the unspoken bond we shared began to strengthen. Evelyn and I had faced a storm together, and while the sky wasn't entirely clear, we had each other as our anchor. And in that moment, I realized something profound. Love isn't about never facing challenges. It's about confronting them, together, with honesty, courage, and patience. Every moment of doubt, every pang of jealousy or fear, is just part of the journey. What counts is the choice to move forward, to fight for what truly matters, and to trust that the connection you've built can withstand even the most unsettling storms.